This is my great pleasure to be with you to talk about the role of a micronutrient mixture, probiotics, collagen peptides, omega-3, and cannabidiol, CBD, in improving quality of life during aging and reducing the risk of and improvement of treatment of Alzheimer's disease. And I will tell you how they are linked to a certain extent. Current recommendation to improve the quality of life during aging and reduce the risk of Alzheimer disease. Current recommendation to improve the quality of life during aging have failed because it did not attenuate all internal stressors that contribute to poor quality of life. Current treatment of AD focuses on improving the symptoms of the disease and not its causes, which involve reducing both external and internal stressors that contribute to the initiation and progression of AD. Identification of external and internal stressors and their attenuation by natural product. External stressors include poor diet and lifestyle and exposure to environmental toxin, including EMF radiation. External factors are primarily responsible for inducing internal stressors, which include increased oxidative stress, chronic inflammation, and other cellular abnormalities that contribute to the poor quality of life and increased risk of Alzheimer's disease. Some of these changes, some of them are common to both aging and Alzheimer's disease, while others are unique to Alzheimer's disease. Common external stressor for aging and Alzheimer's disease include contribute to the poor quality of life during aging. Increased risk of Alzheimer's disease include micronutrient deficit diet and poor lifestyle and excessive exposure to environmental agents. Common internal stressors which contribute to poor quality of life during aging and increases the risk of Alzheimer's disease include oxidative stress, we mentioned, but also oxidative stress induces many cellular defects which include chronic inflammation, mitochondrial dysfunction, impaired DNA repair capacity, shortening of telomeres, autophagy of dysfunctional, impaired immune function. Other common internal stressors that initiate and promote aging and Alzheimer's disease include intestinal dysbiosis. Intestinal dysbiosis refers to increase in the number of harmful bacteria and decline in the number of beneficial bacteria. Reduced production of digestive enzyme with advancing age, loss of collagen, and loss of omega-3 function. These are the most important also. In addition to oxidative stress and inflammation, they also play important role in the initiation and progression of the aging-related disease as well as Alzheimer's disease. Some specific internal stressors which can promote only Alzheimer's disease, which are unique and promote only Alzheimer's disease. These are very specific. Increased production of beta-amyloid due to increased activity of the gamma secretase enzyme, which cleaves APP, amyloid, as you know, amyloid precursor protein, into beta-amyloid. Hyperphosphorylation of tau protein is another that increases the risk of Alzheimer's disease. Reduced level of acetylcholine causes memory loss. Neurotransmitter defects causing abnormal behavior in advanced stage of Alzheimer's disease. Current guidelines for improving the quality of life during aging and reducing the risk of Alzheimer's disease. Diet: consume low fat, high fiber with plenty of fruits and vegetables. Reduce excess consumption of sugar, alcohol, and caffeine, and eat more fish. Lifestyle changes include stop smoking, increase mental and physical exercise, and social interaction, and reduce stress and anxiety. Environmental toxin: reduce exposure to air and water polluted atmosphere, heavy metal, electromagnetic field radiation. These are very, very important changes they recommend. However, the current guideline to improve the quality of life during aging, and reduce the risk of Alzheimer's disease have failed. Despite useful recommended guidelines for decades, the quality of life during aging remains poor, and the risk of Alzheimer's disease continue to increase, at least in the USA. One of the reasons for failure of the current recommendation could be that human behavior with respect to diet and lifestyle are difficult to change. And many aspects of the environment are beyond our control. Other reasons could be that improving diet lifestyle alone may not be sufficient to reduce all internal stressors that contribute to aging and Alzheimer's disease. It is increasing in the US, as I mentioned. In 2020, 6.02 million had Alzheimer's disease. This number increased in 2024, and also it is expected to increase to $13 million and 13 million people with Alzheimer's disease. However, in Czech Republic in 2024, 165,000 individuals were living with Alzheimer's disease. There are no other preventive ideas that can reduce the risk of Alzheimer's disease by attenuating all internal stressors that cause this disease. Antioxidants, which reduce micronutrient mixture containing multiple antioxidants. This is just, you can read it from the abstract. And this uniqueness of this micronutrient is that it has no iron, copper, or manganese, or heavy metal, because they generate free radicals, as you know. This mixture has been tested clinically for its effectiveness in reducing the oxidative stress and inflammation. We have tested in human as well as in animal studies. Proposed plan to improve the quality of life during aging and reduce the risk of Alzheimer's disease. We have suggested the simultaneously elevation of antioxidant enzyme and dietary and endogenous antioxidant compounds are essential for reducing oxidative stress and inflammation at the same time. This is very important. Proposed micronutrient mixture would increase the level of antioxidant enzyme by activating ROS resistance nerve2, which is very essential, activation of nerve2, and the level of antioxidant compound at the same time. This will reduce simultaneously oxidative stress and inflammation, and thereby improve the quality of life during aging and reduce the risk of Alzheimer's disease. There are other factors which contributes to the aging, quality of aging. These additional factor include intestinal dysbiosis. And intestinal dysbiosis refer to increase in the number of harmful bacteria and decline in the number of beneficial bacteria. Since intestinal dysbiosis contribute to poor quality of life during aging and increased risk of AD, the use of probiotics with prebiotics would reduce the harmful effect of intestinal dysbiosis. So this is very important. Since production of digestive enzyme reduces during aging, the use of digestive enzyme may restore the lost level of these enzymes, leading to healthy gut. Since omega-3 is oxidized very easily in a high oxidative environment present during aging and in Alzheimer's disease patients, it becomes dysfunctional. Therefore, supplementation with omega-3 new one would replace the dysfunctional omega-3. Collagen is essential for maintaining a structural and functional integrity of all organs, including the brain and their function. Since loss of collagen contributes to aging and impairs the structural integrity and function of the brain, the use of collagen peptide may improve the quality of life during aging and restore the structure and function of the brain. Current drugs which are specific for the treatment of Alzheimer's disease. One of the commonly used is elevating the level of acetylcholine, which improves the memory for a short period of time. Nowadays, they have also produced antibody against beta-amyloids, which also improves memory for a short period of time in early phase of the disease. Decreasing hyperphosphorylation of tau protein, which improves memory for a short time. Decreasing the accumulation of glutamate, which prevents and improves the cognitive function by reducing the toxic effect of glutamate. Proposed plan to reduce the cellular defect specific to Alzheimer's disease. Now, there are some specific biochemical defects for Alzheimer's disease, and there are some common with aging. Since enhanced oxidative stress increases the activity of gamma secretase, which cleaves APP, amyloid precursor protein, to produce high level of beta-amyloid. Use of micronutrient mixture, which would reduce production of beta-amyloid by inhibiting the activity of gamma secretase. Because increased oxidative stress is the one which increases it. So now using a micronutrient mixture, which will decrease oxidative stress and decrease the activity of gamma secretase. Since beta-amyloid kills cholinergic neuron by generating free radicals, proposed micronutrient would protect neuron from beta-amyloid-induced death. Increased oxidative stress also induces hyperphosphorylation of tau protein, which participates in neuronal death. Therefore, proposed micronutrient mixture would protect neuron by reducing hyperphosphorylation of tau protein. Limitation of current treatment of Alzheimer's disease. The current treatment of AD are based on improving the symptoms of the disease and not the causes of the disease. Therefore, combining the agent which addresses causes of initiation and progression of Alzheimer's disease with current drug therapy would markedly enhance their effectiveness in improving cognitive function. These are the current drugs that are being used. Inhibitor of acetylcholinesterase. They include galantamine, resveratrigine. These drugs increase the level of acetylcholine by preventing its degradation and therefore improve your memory. Agonist of receptor, acetylcholine receptor, increase the synthesis of acetylcholine. An example, xanomeline alone is not currently used. Other agonists are being developed. Effectiveness of these drugs lasts as long as cholinergic neurons are alive. Therefore, beneficial effect of these drugs lasts for a short period of time. These drugs also have side effects. Current antibody which eliminates beta-amyloid to protect cholinergic neuron. They include these are the antibody against beta-amyloid. And these drugs remove beta-amyloid, no doubt, which also reduces hyperphosphorylation of tau protein by inhibiting protein kinase and improve memory in early phase of the Alzheimer's disease, again, for a short period of time. But they have a serious side effects, including swelling and bleeding in the brain. Current drug which decrease hyperphosphorylation of tau protein is memantine. It enhances the effective of protein kinase 2A enzyme, which reduces hyperphosphorylation of protein. It produces some short-term improvement in cognitive function with moderate to severe Alzheimer's disease. Tideglusib, an irreversible inhibitor of glycogen synthase kinase 3B, reduce hyperphosphorylation of tau protein. It improved cognitive in some study, but not in others. A stimulation of the methyl D-aspartate receptor enhanced the production of glutamate, contributing to cholinergic neuron, resulting into loss of memory in Alzheimer's disease. Drug such as memantine, an antagonist of this receptor, which blocks the production of glutamate and thereby improves memory and learning ability. It produces some side effects. You can see all those drugs have some side effects. Proposed plan to improve the current treatment of Alzheimer's disease by proposed micronutrient mixture. Consuming proposed micronutrient contains antioxidant, which will reduce oxidative and inflammation at the same time. This is very important. It would also reduce the production of beta-amyloid by decreasing the activity of gamma secretase, which cleaves APP into beta-amyloid. It would decrease the level of hyperphosphorylation of tau protein by reducing oxidative stress. It would prolong the effectiveness of an inhibitor of acetylcholinesterase and agonist of muscarinic acetylcholine receptor by protecting cholinergic neuron from oxidative damage. Proposed plan to improve the current treatment of Alzheimer's disease by probiotic digestive enzyme, collagen peptides, omega-3. Since intestinal dysbiosis contribute to the initiation and progression of Alzheimer's disease, consuming probiotics with prebiotics would reverse the harmful effects of intestinal dysbiosis, and supplementation with enzyme would reduce and supplementing with the digestive enzyme would restore the loss of enzyme which occurs during aging. Since one of the major functions of the collagen is to maintain a structural and functional integrity of the brain, its loss can cause shrinkage of the brain. Indeed, a clinical study showed that loss of collagen was associated with the shrinkage of the certain area of the brain, and supplementation with collagen peptide reduced the shrinkage of the brain and improved cognitive function in normal adult aged average about 56 years. Since omega-3 is easily oxidized in a high oxidative environment of Alzheimer's disease, which becomes dysfunctional, therefore consuming a new one, omega-3, may replace the dysfunctional omega-3. Current treatment of drugs and proposed CBD treatment of behavior abnormality in Alzheimer's disease. Patient at an advanced stage of the disease, patient exhibit several behavior abnormalities, which include anxiety, depression, apathy, aggression, agitation, um, mood disturbance, psychosis, hallucination, and so on. Currently used drugs such as Prozac or Zoloft, which act as an inhibitor of serotonin reuptake, are helpful, but may have adverse side effects. CBD has no side effect. It reduces these behavior abnormalities by increasing the level of serotonin, which reduces anxiety and depression. It enhances the level of dopamine, which causes happiness. It also reduces the release of glutamate, which causes hyperactivity, and it has no toxicity. Proposed suggestion to delay the onset of familiar Alzheimer disease, familial, inherited from the parent. At present, there are no plans to delay the onset of inherited uh, Alzheimer disease. Treatment starts as soon as the symptom of the disease appear. Mutated gene in this disease causes an intense rise in oxidative stress and inflammation that increases the rate of progression of disease, leading to the appearance of the symptoms at an early stage. We just suggest that use of proposed micronutrient mixture, probiotics with prebiotics, collagen peptides, and omega-3 may delay the onset of familial Alzheimer's disease as well. Conclusion, aging and acquired Alzheimer's disease share some common cellular defect, while some are specific for the Alzheimer's disease. Proposed micronutrient mixtures, probiotic with prebiotic, digestive enzyme, collagen peptide, and omega-3, in combination with current preventive guidelines, would markedly reduce the risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. Combination of drug therapy with proposed prevention plan together with CBD would prolong the effectiveness of current therapy by reducing the impact of all internal stressor and without significant side effects. Thank you very much. If you have any question, I will be glad to answer it. Okay.